Go. I'll hum it for you. There you go. Welcome back, everybody. It's Two Teas in a Pot. I'm Tony,
And I'm Tralana.
and we're remote, doing the old remote again. I had to hum the intro song so that Trelena didn't just think it was just dead air.
I mean, I knew it wasn't, but
Always a jam, always a bop. Love that intro song. One of these days, I'm gonna have to pay that owner. One of these days, believe me. I fully intend. Um, because every episode we get copy strikes because of that intro song. But it's like it's more like a copyright warning, which is kind of confusing because the music, that generic music, the artist says that you could use it for like podcasts and stuff, but then they want you to pay for it. But it's very confusing. But that's fine. One day we'll either have our own.
well, I was gonna say, or just make our own
I I,
thing.
I it I want to. I want to make our own thing, but I don't know, like, if at this point I'm just gonna make something that sounds like that because I'm so used to it.
I mean, I don't know that that would be a problem, really, but whatever. Anyways,
I'll draw inspiration. So
yeah,
it's Christmas is upon us. Yay!
yes. With
Last last time we talked about Thanksgiving, and that was great. And we played a game,
what I
some
was gonna say,
games.
last time, I don't know that we really did any like regular talking last time. We were just competing in that, well, double episode worth of competition for those games. Uh, with our little
One
technical
one
difficulty.
one and a half, at least 1.5 episodes worth of content, um half of which that half went down the drain.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about the holidays, how we're winging it, how we're doing it, and how the art of buying Christmas presents is nigh impossible in this day and age. I don't know what
Yes.
to buy anybody. I don't know what to buy you. I don't know what to buy the kids.
Well, I have to I have to buy Giuseppe whatever he sent me the other day that he was saying he wanted. But then Giuseppe and you are done for me. Um,
It should have been done a long time ago because I said I didn't want anything.
well, so what had happened was for everybody watching is that was actually my idea. And I had said, and to be honest, I had said I didn't want us to exchange Christmas presents because I didn't want to spend money. And then what happened is I kept
You
buying
spend a bunch of
things.
money,
I
is what
spent
happened.
a couple thousand. Yeah, it happened. So it started out slowly because I saw a couple things and I was like, oh well, that would be cool, and that would be cool. And I think I even got you to like green light a couple of the things that I purchased because I was like, I feel like
I
you
mean, there
need
were some
this.
things that I didn't have a choice because
What do you
you're
mean
gonna
you
do
didn't have a choice?
because you're gonna do it anyway, and like you wanted to do it. You're like, I want to buy these, and look at this, and isn't this cool? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, don't get me wrong. Like everything you show me is like, yeah, that's super cool, but it's you know Um, I didn't. I've actually already forgotten, except for the shoes. The shoes were cool.
Well, so
Yeah, but
the
then let's not only did you buy thousands of dollars worth of gifts, you couldn't even wait until Christmas for some of them. Like, I'm getting gifts now. Like, oh,
well no
here's
well
a pair of
no
shoes.
this is a twofold problem. So one, it started with your newest edition flashlight that you can't quite see, but is above the flash poster there in the background. I'm not sure how you're cropped, so like I don't know, whatever. But anyways, your
Oh, my flash.
flashlight, the neon LED light up there, I don't know that you can show it.
I'm showing it with the
Other camera?
cam.
Okay.
Yeah.
It started with that. So I found that and I was like, I mean, come on, you gotta have it. And you were like, I mean, I won't say no.
Well,
And
yeah,
then
obviously.
I bought it. And there is, so it started with that. And then it's kind of like peeing when drunk. Like once you break that seal, you just gotta go all the time. So that's what happened. I broke the purchasing seal. And once that was broken, now I just can't stop buying shit. The only reason I'm going to stop buying shit now is pretty much because I'm broke at this point because I've spent all my money on you. So, how do you stop a purchasing Tralana? You take all her money away. So that's pretty much what happened. That's why your collection of gifts for under the tree is now set at what it's at.
The whole tree. It's everything that's under the tree is going to be mine, which I'm fine with.
Eh,
But
but so yes, so you technically I think those are the only two things that you've gotten early to date is that LED light that you just showed and your shoes. Everything else I still have, I believe. Did I give you anything else recently?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't. Maybe I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember. I think I I think that I only gave you those two things early. But I do intend to have hopefully wrapped and bring some other things. And I don't want it to be all you all day for Christmas. So I feel like I'll have you open some things the next couple weekends leading up just to alleviate the whatever. And one of the things that I bought for you, was I really loud? Oh, sorry. I get really loud when I'm excited and passionate. Um, anyways, so the gift that was the most expensive and that I'm most excited to give you that you don't know what it exactly is and whatever is also a very practical, surprisingly, gift. So I'm very excited about it because I think it is practical and going to last a long time and be meaningful for our family as a whole. Yeah. I'm trying to
I
think of how
mean,
to like word things without giving you
I'm
any additional hints and
all,
clues.
all about practical.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm-mm.
practical in the useful sense, impractical in the sense that I did buy you like the best of the best, most expensive version of that practical item. However, I mean,
Well,
I don't,
we don't buy junk here.
yeah. So, I mean, if you're gonna do
We
a
might be
thing,
completely
then you
broke
got
and
to do a
poor
thing.
because of it, but we get the best of the best.
I'm not. I am not poor, and
I am officially poor.
I am only broke in the sense of until Friday.
That's why I haven't gotten you many things because I've been trying to pay off my previous debts without putting more debts on top, but then every time I say that, more debt goes on top. Well, that's why
Not for
like
me.
well, not did you say not from you?
for me.
I I wouldn't say for you, but I would say like
Hold up, what am I getting blamed for?
I'm
What
not
I
blaming
do?
anybody. I'm not blaming you for anything. But you know, $200 in gas and everything.
Oh, I don't even want to hear about that because up until my September, so September and October, and obviously now November. So, other than the past 3 months, I've done 98% of all of the traveling in
Yes,
this
yes,
relationship. So, I don't even want to
yes.
hear
I
about
understand that, but
gas and stuff.
it's not the same. It's not an equal comparison
How?
because first of all, I'm still convinced I pay more in tolls. Second of all,
We never sat down and did that. I still
no,
have
and you know what? Days after my last trip out there, I'm getting $20, $20, $20, $20. If I went on my account right now, I bet you in tolls or refills, maybe not tolls as a whole, but refills, I must have spent over $150, $160 in refills.
well,
And
well,
and that's just the tip of it.
I think if I can remember, or one of us can remember, or whatever, because we both have shitty memories. um I think that's something that we should do this weekend, is compare and see what I pay in tolls and what you pay in tolls, because the one thing that I do think about and would make a significant difference is, so when driving from, I have a whole, for everybody listening, like I have a whole like system worked out of like the timeline that it takes to drive from me to Tony. So it's a 10-hour drive ish. Obviously depending on traffic and whatnot. But it's kind of cute the way that it works out, because basically you're in Pennsylvania for 4 hours, you're in Ohio for 3 hours, you're in or Indiana for 2 hours, and then you're in Illinois for 1 hour. Those aren't like exactly exact, but like broad spectrum, like generally. So it's literally like a 4-3-2-1, and then coming home for me, it's a 1-2-3-4. So the only thing that I'm interested to see is, I think that because I'm a Pennsylvania resident, I think I might pay less for Pennsylvania tolls than what Tony does. And because Pennsylvania is the 4 hour, the biggest
It's
one,
the most
that
expensive tolls.
that's the most expensive tolls, which would make a significant difference, even if I'm getting a couple dollars off of that. Because if he's paying $25 in Pennsylvania and I'm paying 20, well, obviously you're doing that twice in one weekend, because here and back, and then over time, that's obviously gonna like add up very quickly. So like I hope to remember for this weekend for us to sit down and compare and contrast our toll bills, because I do want to see if that's a real thing, like if I really pay less and if it's anything significant or not. But
Well,
anyways,
on
oh,
top of that, though, you
mhm,
know, there is a a slight difference because I pay for in terms of like living expenses a
mhm,
lot more than you do.
yeah.
So like it's all of that. Like it's the
But that's not
a
anything
thousand dollars
new.
and $1,000. No, but it's I'm just saying it's it's I have added expenses that make me broke.
Well, I mean, if we're looking at it through that lens, like I have stuff that you don't have as well, like, so, which is why I to date have chosen to live with my mom, because I have student loans, I have other, like obviously like my
Oh,
normal
those student loans
shenanigans.
are going away.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, they're
um
paused for now.
yeah, party party in the USA. Well, that, to be very honest, that's the money that I should be paying on my student loans right now. That's the money I use to come see you. If student loans started back up in January like they were previously going to, or whatever, like I would have to figure out how to make money to come see you.
Yeah.
So,
So like, it's not like it's because I drive out there. It's just after all said and done, it's funny because not to get into salary and stuff, but I'll say this much: I live just as a fulfilled life now than I did when I was like, making half of what I make now. You know,
Well, that's
it's crazy how everything scales.
yeah, and that's what I was just gonna say. Like they say that always live like you always live in your within your means or whatever, but like that, like every time that I get, a pay increase or whatever it may be, or like, have switched jobs and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make more money now. Like somehow something comes along and is like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, look at this bill or like whatever. So like that for you, like even like so you come out here, once a month and it's like, I don't know, I'm just gonna like $300 like in gas and tolls or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but
It's
like
probably closer to like 350, but
sure.
yeah.
So 350, then like that, like all of a sudden, like you were living prior to us meeting, like you were living your life and had that $350 to do whatever with every month. And now I come along and now it's like, oh well, now you need $350 a month to go see your wife once a month.
Right. Well, it's that, and it's like, added like food expenses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, if we want to actually go somewhere or do something, it's like it's a bunch of added expenses that, like I'm always stuck at neutral because I'm half the time I'm paying off debt and credit cards, and then it's like I'll spend I'll put $1,000 on my credit card, and then I'll spend $1,000 on my credit card, and then I'll like my Apple Card's a good example because it's like I'm always keeping track of the circle to not pay interest, so I'm
Yeah.
always paying little bits on that Apple Card. So every I'm paying $2,000 on my Apple Card a month, but I'm spending $2,000 a month on my Apple Card.
Yeah.
So it's like this constant, like I'm at neutral. So I can't cut
Yeah.
my debt down. It's not growing, which is good, but I can't cut it down. You know, tomorrow I'm cutting down the Amazon card because that thing it's going to start charging me like $100 in interest.
Oof. But yeah, so that, I mean, uh, like we kind of like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sidetracked on
Well,
that, but that's how the whole Christmas thing started for you. Is I saw that flash thing, I thought it was really cool. I bought that, and then all of a sudden, and you're easy for me to shop for in a lot of ways because, like, one, you do obviously very specifically collect flash stuff. One, and then
I will never have too much.
and then two, I I also like it's not like that stuff happens for me by happenstance. Obviously, like I don't want people to think that I'm just like scrolling the internet and I'm like, oh, this would be cute for Tony. Like sometimes that happens. Like that's what happened with those shoes. Like I saw them and I was like, babe, these look awesome. They if they're comfy, they would be perfect for you. Like whatever. And then you were like, all right, and like greenlit it, and now you like them and all the things. But I specifically for the flash stuff, I go looking for that stuff. Like I get ideas and I'm like, what if they make this? And then I search for it and I in fact find that they do in fact make these things. And then I'm like, well, Tony needs that. And then yeah. So and like your practical gift is something that I think, hope, whatever will be meaningful and whatever. So, like, I mean, obviously, like we've talked about other gifts that I've gotten you, like for your birthday and whatever. Like, sometimes you say something and then I just so happen to like run with those things because that's how my brain works. And I know yours doesn't necessarily like work like that. So I know you've said a couple times that you're struggling with ideas for like what to get for me, um, because it's not as, I don't know, easy or whatever as it is for me for
Well,
you.
it's not that I can't go. I'm at a point now. It's not like I can't go to like the jewelry store and like buy you a piece of jewelry. Like I could do that, but it's like I if I put any more money on that sales card, someone's gonna come knocking on my door, and you know it, we don't. I can't like I'm I can't buy you cheap something like a cheap piece of shit. Like I can't buy you a cheap piece of jewelry because I don't buy incredibly cheap jewelry unless it's a good deal. Then I'll buy it. Like if something's like a couple $100, but it should be more. But anyways, but it's more so like like you can find little flash things that are. I mean, you can find expensive flash things, and you can find cheap flash things, and it's like I don't have any cheap options when it comes to you. Like there's not like you said socks. I'm not buying you socks for Christmas.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We said everyone was getting socks under the tree. I want socks too.
I'm buying socks for Christmas. That's
Hmm.
crazy.
I bought Giuseppe socks for Christmas. That's one of his gifts. What do you
Okay,
mean?
well you can buy people socks. I'm not buying
You
anybody
said
socks.
that. You said that.
It
That's
was
where
a
that
joke.
idea came
It was a
from.
joke because the kids don't tell us what they want, or
You
they keep
should
wanting it before Christmas.
you should be more clear about
That
your
that's
jokes.
that, that's why I say everybody's getting fucking socks and underwear because you know uh, uh, let we used to have a rule at my house.
Yeah.
Mind you, we didn't really do like Christmases that big. I mean, don't get me
Mm.
wrong. Like my grandparents spoiled me, my dad spoiled me. My mom didn't so much spoil us, but she we did get presents and and all that. But the rule was, god damn, there was no gifts.
Mm.
Like we nobody bought anything for other people, starting in like November. Cuz like my birthday's in October, my sister's birthday is in September, and you know, after that though, that's it. Like there's no toys, there's no mom, can you get me this? There's no none of that. It was you are presentless from now until Christmas. Anything you want, you could make a list or you can we used to get the toy catalogs and me and my sister used to circle stuff and give it to my grandparents,
Yeah.
all of that. And but these kids are fucking monsters because it could be it's like, we talked about Ian racking up my credit card. Granted I got all of that taken care of and most of it was reversed and no harm no foul, except he has to learn a valuable lesson on not racking up a credit card.
Yeah.
And but Nicholas, same thing. Nicholas is indirectly because I'll buy something for Nicholas and he'll lose it. So
Yeah.
I'm convinced he lost his gloves. He didn't have them for longer than a week. I'm pretty sure they're gone. His calculator, his everything. It's just all like he can't keep it. I have to buy new keys because he keeps losing the keys. Then he finds a key. Then he loses the other key because he throws it. So it's like all of these things indirectly, and then here and there he'd be like, "Hey, can I have $20 for my Dead by Daylight game or whatever?" And it's like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever." And I tell him it's coming out of your Christmas money. It's coming out of your Christmas money. And then same thing, Giuseppe. It's like, okay, can I have this fucking $100 mis- imaginary item for this video game that helps me do these things? And it's like, okay, like sure, but it's coming out of your Christmas money. And then it's Christmas is going to come, and they're going to owe us money because they're going to lose. They're going to use it all. Like you know,
Yeah.
It's because the idea of Christmas is I think obviously now that they're older, I think once you start getting older, that warm and fuzzy magical Christmas that you like look forward to and unwrapping presents.
Mhm.
I mean, 90% of everything now is digital. Like everything they want's digital, digital currency, digital things for a digital game. That nothing is. You
Yeah.
don't go to a store and buy a fucking thing anymore. You know, there's nothing to wrap anymore. Oh, the only things
Well,
to wrap are the underwear and socks.
yeah. So, for one, Giuseppe and I both took that joke very seriously. So he picked out socks that he wanted, and I bought them, and they're being shipped to my house as we speak. So he is very literally getting socks for Christmas. They're going under the tree. But yeah, you got to be more careful with that with Giuseppe and I, because we take things real literally over here. Anyways, huh?
I mean, I guess I'll buy socks. I mean,
But
that's fine.
um, but but additionally, yeah. So I have a twofold thing to that. Like, one is I didn't obviously grow up celebrating Christmas because I grew up as a Jehovah's
A Jew.
Witness. So like
Oh no, that's right.
so I wasn't a Jew. Anyways, so weird. Anyways, so yeah, so we didn't celebrate any holidays or birthdays or anything. And so all of this has been like new territory for me, especially once Giuseppe was born, because obviously, even once I left being a Jehovah's Witness and whatever, like, I don't know, it's just not the same when it's just you or like whatever. So, and obviously, like, I've had, other like significant others or whatever, but like we talked about previously, like, they were all kind of trash and I didn't really get anything. I got stuff for them, but never stuff reciprocated. So,
So Jehovah's
so
Witnesses don't do anything for Christmas?
they are not supposed to. They're not supposed to celebrate any holiday or birthday or anything. It's all pagan.
Well,
So
yeah, but Christmas was based on. All right, yeah,
that's not Jesus's real birthday. First of all, and second of all, they don't
sweetheart.
celebrate anybody's
First of all,
birthday.
Jesus doesn't exist and never did, so he doesn't have a birthday. But
Well,
if you're talking biblically, yeah, I'm well aware. You don't have
right.
to. You don't have to
So
Jesus explain me.
I wasn't Jesus explaining you. I was just making a statement based on your statement that no. So Jehovah's Witnesses specifically do not celebrate Jesus's alleged birthday because that's not his birthday.
Wait,
What?
Jehovah's Witnesses were pagan, or
No,
you're
what do you
or
mean?
that's what
Holidays are
confused me.
pagan.
Correct. That's what I was saying. I thought you were saying, "Oh, it's the Jehovah's Witnesses believed in pagan beliefs," and I was like, "Wait, what? Christmas is a
No,
pagan holiday." Okay,
no, that's why they
okay.
don't celebrate anything. It's because everything is pagan. Everything is not, whatever it's cracked up to be or whatever.
What about Thanksgiving?
No,
'Cause that's not really based on a, a religious holiday. That's just based on people killing indigenous people.
right, right. So yeah, no, still no. We didn't
Still
celebrate
no.
anything. Still no, we didn't
But
celebrate anything.
why not Thanksgiving? Was it just because the Jehovah's Witnesses just don't celebrate things?
Yeah.
Just like the act of being happy?
You're not allowed to be
Like,
happy.
you're not
No,
allowed to
I don't know.
eat food and be
I
happy?
I don't want to misspeak and, like, I don't know, get, torn apart in the comments. It's been so long since I was Jehovah's Witness. I honestly don't know. I know we didn't partake in like any of the shenanigans. So I don't remember what the specific reason was for Thanksgiving. I mean,
Oh,
I'm
by the
sure.
way, that's a good point. I wanna point out, I am not religious, but I fully support everyone's individualism and everybody's ability to believe and, all of that. I don't ridicule people. So,
Yeah.
like,
So
let's put, this for example, Trelane is a believer, and I am not, but that's okay because I don't think any less of her.
he just makes fun of me every now and again. Anyways, no. So anyways, now you made me go blank. No, I don't want to like misspeak on the Thanksgiving thing. I just know we didn't do stuff like when I was a kid in terms of like celebrating Thanksgiving. We did have like a big like personal family dinner, but we weren't specifically celebrating Thanksgiving. Like, and because of growing up Jehovah's Witness, like my whole family wasn't Jehovah's Witness. So like that created a lot of like disjointed, not that I have a big family to begin with, obviously, like, well, when I was a kid it was bigger because my grandparents were still alive and whatever, but like not that there was a lot of family even then, but it created a lot of like division because some of the family celebrated and some didn't, and so like yeah, anyways, but so fast forwarding to now, like once I had Giuseppe, like I kind of got to experience everything for the first time, like throwing him a birthday party. Like those were my first birthday parties, like living vicariously through him. Um, like my first Christmas experiences. So like in the beginning, like you said, like I would have Giuseppe like circle all the toys in the toy catalog that he wanted, and then that's what was under the Christmas tree. And I've always been a big gift giver, like that's just my thing. So he's always just gotten like a ton of stuff, and to the best of my ability it's always been like over the top and whatever. And so leading up to now, like you said, now it's hard because everything is digital, and he's so spoiled. So like the second part of that is I'm not really like a big sticking to the holiday thing now because I'm a gift giver year round. Like, I mean, we've talked about this before. There's very rarely an instance that I see you that I don't give you some sort of gift, because that's just like who I am as a person. And so, like, the same thing for Giuseppe. Like, he doesn't want for anything, because if he's like, Mom, can I have this, or, whatever, if I don't say yes, my mom will. So, like, it's like, can I have $20 for a battle pass? And if I'm like, not right now, then he like asks my mom and she does it for, you know what I mean? Like, so there's never like he doesn't need anything. And so he's actually hard for me to buy for now because he's not into toys or anything anymore. So like I can't buy him a Lego set, or I don't know, any of the things that I used to be able to buy him. Now it's like you said, like, oh, I want this, stupid thing on this game that's $100, whatever.
Now I
And
gotta
that
get
was,
now I gotta get your mom a gift too.
well, that'll be
I have something written down that I made a note of a while ago.
for my mom.
Yeah. She wants an Amish quilt.
Oh, yeah, she likes quilts. Um, but anyways, I mean, well, my mom, it would be a gift from both of us. So like it
Well,
doesn't
that's when I mean, sure.
specifically mean you. Cause like, I mean, I told her birthday present was from both of us, like instead of just from me.
Yeah, but she got me a specific see, I feel like I should like our names are gonna go on the present, but I should be the one that gets it.
Okay.
Because she didn't get us a joint gift. She got me a gift. Like if she had gotten us like, oh, it's a I don't know. It's
A blender.
blender, yeah, a bread maker, even though that technically would be for me. But you know what I'm saying, like something that everybody could use. Then
Mhm.
yeah, you're right. But I'm not saying that it's just from me and only me, but it it should come from me and my notes and going, "Oh, your mom said she wanted an Amish fucking tarp. So let's I don't know. What's an Amish quilt? Just a quilt made by an Amish person? What's the difference between an Amish quilt and a regular quilt?
Probably nothing. I mean, other than craftsmanship, I think that's
One's made out of fucking woven uh plant fibers. Like it's
when I
like
would just
somebody's
say,
spindling the wool and the cotton and
yeah. I would say like quality, it would be the only difference. But my mom just likes quilts. So like if you find a quilt that says
Well, I'm
grandmother
afraid of
to
I don't
you,
wanna spend $700, not that I would, but, I don't wanna spend a lot of money for an Amish quilt because it says Amish quilt when it's not an Amish quilt. Like, how do you know? Like, do we have to go to an Amish settlement and say, "Show us your quilts, wench.
settlement.
Your
You said settlement.
where is thine quilts?"
You're so stupid. I
And
mean,
then
I can take you
what do you
over
mean I'm
to
stupid? How else do you know is there a Amish quilt section at Target?
no, but like I could take you over to Lancaster and we can go shop. Like if you really want to look and see how ridiculously expensive a true Amish quilt is, I could take you there in 2 weeks when you come here.
Is it an Amish
I
settlement?
could. It's not called a settlement. Like, why do you
What
keep
are they
saying
called?
that?
Village?
Just I don't know. I've never called it anything specific title wise. I could just take you over to the Amish store and you could see how expensive a stupid quilt
See,
will
I don't
be.
want to go to an Amish store
Why?
because I feel like an Amish store is like those Christian bookstores. They've got the stuff in there, like they've got the jar of preserves that's got the label on it, but all they did was they took a jar of Smuckers, put it in a new jar, and put a label on it.
That's not how
Like,
it is
how
in
do you
Lancaster, though.
know? How do you know?
Because it's
I want to
because
see the woman behind the
you're
counter
no, because
spindling my
yeah,
quilt
you're literally like you're literally gonna go to their farm and into their little like I don't know what to
settlement.
call it because it's not shut up because it's not like it's not their real barn but like into their like
Fake barn?
store their store barn and then like that's where they'll have their like stuff that you can like purchase and
But
whatever
how do I guarantee the authenticity of that of which I'm buying?
you like I don't know like you'll know like a husband you I promise you you'll know that it's a true they probably had one of their 75 children make that one.
Well, I want pictures. I want pictures of the process.
Okay. Well, I'm
Just like
sure
when
we
you
can
go to get
see
something
it.
something, like a piece of memorabilia, like make sure it's authentic. They're
You want a
like, "Well,
certificate
we've
of
got a picture.
authenticity? There you
Yeah, we've
go.
got a picture of him playing this guitar. That must be the guitar. I want pictures of them making my quilt."
Okay. Well,
Well,
we
they don't do
can.
pictures though. Someone sketches. I want to see the sketches of somebody making my quilt.
Oh, I hate the things that you're saying. Anyways, yeah. So,
These people are bamboozlers.
okay, okay, relax, relax. Anyways, um, so yeah, so I mean, that's why I previously like did Christmas as big as I did because it was like I haven't had 40 years of Christmases. Like I've had like whatever.
How many? When was your first actual Christmas? Once you got out of the Jehovah prison.
Well, so I didn't like I wasn't a Jehovah's Witness anymore like when I was in high school, but I still there was like a whole like I don't know, like I don't know what to describe it like a transitional phase where I still didn't get like nobody celebrated that stuff with or for me. Like I was a teenager, so I didn't have money. I mean, like I worked, but like my money went directly into me
Booze.
being able to have a
Oh,
car, clothing. No, I was poor, so like I had to buy my own clothes. I had to pay my car insurance. I had to pay
I'm thinking
for all
college,
the
not
things.
you're
Oh,
talking high school.
yeah. So like, and then even like that, like even once I got to college, like I don't know at what point my mom started buying me Christmas presents, but it wasn't until I was like older then. Like it's not like we still didn't do like a Christmas at home when I was in high school. Like so there was like a weird transitional phase. And then I don't know, at some point my mom started buying me Christmas presents. And honestly, like my mom's really the only person that generally gets me any presents, like birthday, Christmas, whatever. Um, And then like I think I told you, but like Giuseppe really wants to find a way to buy me a present this year because like for whatever reason, I don't know, he's saying that that was important to him because like I don't know. I mean like on a sad note, he has seen that notoriously I don't get presents for like my birthday and Christmas and whatever, past tense wise. So like it has become important to him to try to be because he's seen that like my mom's the only person that gives me presents other than like this year for my birthday, like you gave me presents, but like that's new to him.
I knew.
So that's like a new concept to him. So I think he's still in like protector mode, if that makes sense, where like he doesn't want me to be like the only person without a gift at Christmas. And so like he wants to get me something. But anyways, so yeah. So I don't know exactly when per se that I started celebrating Christmases, but I can tell you like I've had definitely like maybe at best 20, like 20, like this will be my 20th Christmas.
Hmm.
So
So so few.
yeah, I mean,
And yet,
considering,
I've celebrated Christmas my whole life. This is the first year I have a tree.
yeah. So well, and
Never had a
that was
tree.
something that I was gonna talk. I wanted to talk about was like it's
A beautiful tree.
exciting. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
because it's exciting to me. Like, so you've never had a tree before,
I'm gonna turn
and
the camera on. I'm gonna show it.
okay,
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Sorry, everybody.
are they going on
Oh.
a magic Christmas ride?
Yeah. My music corner with the tree. Look at that, everybody.
So
We're back.
okay, so I'm excited because like that's your first Christmas tree, our first Christmas tree, obviously together, and then I mean, to me, I mean, I think I talked about it before and whatever, but like the blending together of all the things is always like a very beautiful thing to me. So, like this upcoming weekend, the ornaments that Giuseppe and I have, accumulated over the years together, like we're gonna bring some of those and add them in to wherever the light spots are on the tree from where the boys decorated. I think probably the sides and back. I don't
Yeah,
know.
the back. His back looks pretty bare.
Yeah, so we're gonna spruce it up a little bit more with those couple extra ornaments that him and I have,
Can
and
we
then
talk
like
about real quick about on the topic of ornaments? Can we talk about how absolutely fucking unsentimental my children are?
I mean, sure, I wasn't gonna say it, but you can
I'm gonna say it. My
say it.
children are unsentimental and bordering on ungrateful sometimes. I have never put up a tree because I it's usually just me. Up until a year ago or so, I didn't live with my youngest son, and I saw my oldest son a hell of a lot less than I do now. Isn't that crazy? That I s-
That's
that,
bananas.
that you've while you've while you've been in the picture is the most I've ever seen him in a calendar year ever, and it's not
That
enough. But that's a different topic.
that breaks my heart.
Yeah, breaks my heart every day. But it's the first year. I'm like, you know what we're gonna do, guys? Put up a tree. Everybody's gonna get their own ornament. We're gonna get ornaments. Whatever ornament you want that is your personality, and then you get to put it on the tree and we're gonna put it up as a family. These fucking kids couldn't well, Ian was into it a bit. Like he was over there with Joseph, doing
Yeah,
stuff. Nicholas wanted nothing to do with it. And it
yeah.
was like, come on, guys, we're gonna go shopping. You guys pick out your ornaments. They didn't want to go. Nobody wants to go. They would rather sit in front of the TV and play video games.
And
And it's like,
then even
what?
even even well, so I don't give. I mean, I didn't make Giuseppe go because you didn't make the boys go, but traditionally, I wouldn't have given Giuseppe a choice. I would have been like, "This is what we're doing now," and I would have made him go and do it. And it's one of those things that even if he was like meh to start, that like once we went and like did the thing, like picked out the ornament or like whatever, he would have been into it. Now the only problem with Shep is I did order both his stocking because we haven't put up stockings yet because we're still in the progress of getting all of those for everyone and whatever. But one, his ornament and stocking came from online because his thing that like says Joseph is anime. Like he's super into anime, and you can't just go into like Target and buy an anime ornament or an anime stocking. So like I did have to order those things online, which his anime stocking came today. So I'll have that for this upcoming weekend when him and I come out there. But that being said, so like that would have been tricky for him to pick something out like in a store, but I would have just made him go and do it. Kind of the same way that we just made them come out of the room and do the gingerbread houses. The thing that sucked about that was like you said, the same attitude and refusal to like participate happened like
It's
with
like it started that way, and then I think they had a little bit more fun with it as it went on with the house, and they did. Well, it's
well no
not the
well
greatest looking gingerbread house, but
well neither is ours, but to be honest, but
I mean, it
um
looks good from here.
well yeah ish.
Yeah,
um
it looks good from here. I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it up.
well I have the picture. I could pull it up if you want me to and show it, but um but anyways, well no, I mean like Nicholas didn't contribute at all. He just sat there with the shitty look on his face because he didn't want to be doing it the whole time. So like I feel like I've gotten two things from your boys when it comes to our Christmas experiences thus far. It has been shitty face refusal and like I hate my life and I don't want to be here. And or all I hear about is balls and sexual innuendo and
Hmm.
like what like there's no like family togetherness, like suck it up and put on a good face and curb the I'm a teenage boy, what, like there's been none of that. It's all been either I'm shitty and I hate everything about this, or all you're going to hear about is dick and balls and anything we can make this inappropriately into. Like those are the two things that I've gotten so far.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty much. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't, I don't get as upset at the dick and ball stuff because I mean they're my kids, so I know exactly where they get their personality from. But um,
It's not that I get
I
upset about it. It's just there's a time and a place. Like when we're playing a game and it's already like I don't know. Like when we like some of the like family games that we play together and like they get really like raunchy and like whatever because that's part of like the funniness of the game. I don't give a shit. Like sure, be disgusting, be whatever. That's what makes the game fun. But like when we're trying to sit there and make like a gingerbread house and you're turning the icing into cum, yeah, I think that's a little over the top. Like, step it back for a minute. We're having a
mean
family function.
it was a little cummy, but
Well, as they're drizzling cum into their mouths, yeah, that was delightful.
yeah. Well,
Anyway,
my kids. Um, um, I remember at that age, I was always like, I don't know. I I was very similar, but I had a reason. Like,
very
I didn't wanna do any of
similar.
that.
Oh,
I didn't wanna do any of that stuff growing up. Not that it was ever popular, like, me and my family never made a gingerbread house. I don't think. Maybe, but I'm pretty sure we didn't.
yeah.
But I was just once when I was a little kid, I was all about the tree and the lights and the stuff. Funny side story. If it's one thing that I will give my sister credit for, it's that she has a keen eye for um products and things, and like finding, like we just talked about her phone cases. Like she found a market that is always expanding because people are always looking for, oops, want to make sure that the microphone still works. Um, people are always looking for phone cases. New phones are always coming out, and they will continue. People are always looking for cool, unique, artsy, fun cases. Cool, great business. When we were younger, we lived with my grandparents on my mom's side, and my grandfather, like, I think the story goes that he was complaining about having to put lights out on all of the bushes out on the front. So one year, my sister said, "Hey, let's build a net." So they weaved together a net out of rope and then strung the lights around the net. And then my grandfather went outside and just threw the nets on the bush, and that was it. And then 7 years later, they have net lights. My sister was like, "This is the greatest invention ever." And she's had a couple of those. She's had a couple of really good inventions, but not just like she thought of it, like, "Oh, I thought of that." She actually made it. She's made a couple of things. She made a bra for my mom when she was pregnant. She made it with like gel inserts in it so that you could freeze it and then my mom could wear it. And then like they came out with that, later on. But anyways, point is, I used to like doing stuff like that with my grandfather and like, the holiday stuff. We had these little bubbler lights, and I think I brought this up to you and you're like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." They're 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 like candles, and they bubble like a but it's not like a, what do you call it? What do you with the wax? Lava lamp. It's not like a lava lamp. They heat up from the elements in the base, and then it makes the liquid inside bubble, and they're different colors. I loved those lights. I can't find it. I don't think you could find them. You might be able to find them online. But at a certain point when I grew up, I didn't like Christmas anymore because I didn't like the people I was around.
Mhm.
So it
So
took
what you're
me
saying
out of
is
it.
that Nicholas hates all of us, and that's
No, I'm
why.
saying I'm saying I the attitudes were the same, but I had a reason. I don't know what his reason is because that's not the same reason. I just think that doesn't he doesn't want to do anything that takes away from what he wants he wants to sit in front and play video games and do that. And anything that's going to detract him from that is something he doesn't want to have anything to do with. If it
Well,
doesn't
and
involve food or video games.
to be fair, like he's only lived with you for the past like 2 years, year, and whatever, however long it's been. Um, so
Right.
I feel
It's
like
like
it's like
trying to break
two.
somebody out of 15 years of habits, and
Well, and
it's
that's
hard.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't know what his traditions aren't in his
Hmm.
mom's house and all the things, but like with you, at a minimum, we can say that these things didn't exist prior to now because this is your first Christmas tree. So clearly, decorating Christmas tree hasn't happened in the last 14 years of his
Right.
life because with you in terms of that, like whatever. So, um, yeah, like it's all new to him. And I know the boys were having some arguments at the time as well. Like, so they weren't all on the best of terms at the moment. So it could have just been like a timing thing that he didn't want to participate because, yes, it was new and different and whatever. And he was, angry with Giuseppe annoying him or whatever was taking place at the time and all the things. So that absolutely could be a factor. And I mean, it could just take some like getting used to, so to speak, because obviously, like, I'm gonna want to do all the things, each year that we have left with the boys because we only have, Giuseppe's the youngest, so we only have 5 years left of getting to do these fun family things before we don't control whether they want to do these things with us anymore or not. And then it's,
Thanksgiving also was the first. This year is
yeah.
the first Thanksgiving that I've done as a
Hmm.
family and not gone somewhere. And first
Yeah.
Christmas tree, first Christmas, even though we're having our own Christmas, um, which is fine because Jesus wasn't born in December. And yeah, a bunch of firsts because
Well,
yeah,
and
like you said,
I think it's really like extra special that like they're our firsts as our family unit, but then like I think it's really neat that some of these are also like
no,
your
that they're all
first and
they're not only our first, they're the first. Like
yeah.
my first, the first Thanksgiving that I've ever hosted was with you guys, and the first Christmas that I'm going to have my own tree is also with with you guys. I've never put up a tree. I had a Charlie Brown tree 10 years ago
Mhm.
with one little ornament that sat in my bedroom at when I was sharing a house and I had a couple roommates. I had that little tree. I slept on a air mattress. It was the worst. Um so the obviously the Charlie Brown Christmas tree was the right decor for that space.
Right.
Outside of that, never. Never did it. Never celebrated. We even got a tree skirt.
I know.
Like, because I saw it and I was like, well, we can't have a tree without a tree skirt. And we're going to look like, trash. Like, that makes it a real tree. You got to put the tree skirt under it.
Yeah.
And then, maybe I'll find some bubblers online
Oh my gosh.
and I'll throw them
Anyways,
up there and we'll light the tree on fire because
oh,
they're not fire safe.
let's not do that. I don't
Yeah,
want to
after
have
I
a
just
fire.
talked about the renter's insurance.
Yeah. No, let's not do that. But no, like I think this is
Mm.
all really, really cool and special that we get to do these things together. And then I know I was saying it like right before we started the podcast, but like this, well, like last month and this month, trying to put words together here, geez, um, are special in that like we're because of the holidays, like we're getting to spend like the most consecutive time together that we've gotten to other than this summer, like when we got married and whatever. Um, Obviously because we were just together for 12, 11 or 12 days straight for
Mhm.
Thanksgiving, whatever it worked out to being. Um, so that was like a big stretch for us. And then depending on how Christmas pans out, it'll either be a little bit less or the same amount. And this month is extra special. Gosh, I can't talk.
Especial?
Um, special.
Especioso?
It's specioso. Muy special.
Mm.
Um, because because we're going to see each other every weekend this month. So it wasn't originally planned that way and um wasn't supposed to happen that way and it's costing me a bunch of extra money. Speaking of travel money, but um I mean it's worth it to me, but so I got to see you this past weekend. Giuseppe and I are coming out there this weekend and then um the following weekend after that you're
I'm
coming to
coming
me
out
and
there,
then and
and then
then
you're
I'll
immediately
be
following me back out here.
not immediately, but
Well,
yeah.
a couple days? Tuesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday, something like that?
Well, I'm coming Wednesday night and you'll be here until I would assume Monday morning, like usual or whatever, unless you're leaving Sunday.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be Monday.
Yeah. So yeah, so we would literally you'll leave Monday and then I'll be coming back to you on Wednesday and then we'll be together for I mean, I have to do some back and forth shenanigans because of
Are
custody
you
stuff, but
Wednesday are you when are you leaving to come out here Wednesday?
whatever time my flight is, I forget.
Mm.
Why? What do you mean?
No, just
I'm fl-
well,
I'm flying that day.
okay. Well, yeah, because just so you haven't been using this calendar. I always go in this calendar to see stuff, and it's not in there.
You stopped using it, so I stopped
Well, I
using
don't have
it.
anything to I don't have anything to put in there, but when I need to know like our schedule and when you're coming out or driving or flying, I'm always going into that calendar and it's never in there. There's I
Why
today it just happened today.
you stopped using it, so I stopped using it. Why? What were you gonna say about Wednesday? What's Wednesday?
Nothing. I just because if I'm picking you up from the airport, I want to know ahead of time what's happening here.
Yeah, you're picking me up from the airport.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. I'll just show up at 6 in the morning. I'll just sit in the terminal and wait
You
for
would
you.
you would do that for me? I know you wouldn't.
If I couldn't get a
Um,
hold of you and I didn't know what time you were landing for some reason, I don't know. I'd probably do something. I'd
no,
probably
you wouldn't.
get a list of all of the flights and just pick which one I think is yours.
You're so weird. I feel like we're in communication enough that you would know when my flight is. But anyways, I mean, I can put it in the calendar for you.
Yeah,
I
I
just
mean, I don't
I
I
stopped
don't
using.
have I put doctor's stuff in there.
Well, let me just say your visit when you're driving out here isn't in the calendar.
I'll put it in the calendar.
But
Like
you were just
that
saying you don't have anything to put in there. And
well,
so I'm
okay,
pointing
so
out,
that's the one thing that I have to put in there. You have a million things to put in there.
I mean, technically either of us could put them in there. They're our things.
Yeah, but
It's us seeing each other.
I don't even remember what you told me earlier because it's not in the calendar.
Okay.
We're at
Well,
time.
certain significant things are in the calendar, like our custody pretrial is in there.
Yes,
Um,
I saw it earlier when I was
so you can't say that I don't use it at all because I do.
you don't use it enough.
Well, the only things that aren't in there are these couple weekends, and that's partly because they weren't necessarily planned or supposed to happen, to be honest. So it's just a very exciting. I mean, aren't you excited?
Of course I am,
Like
but I
I'm
don't have a
excited that.
calendar to tell me when things are happening, so I don't know.
Anyways, I'm excited that we get to see each other every weekend this month. And that's a first because we've never seen each other every single weekend in any month. Well, did we see each other every weekend in July?
There might have been one that we didn't. I don't remember.
I don't remember, but this is either
I
the
feel like July had like 5 weekends or something like ridiculous, and there was one that we didn't. So I think we might have done 4 out of the 5, if
I don't remember.
I'm not
But
mistaken. But
obviously July, like we saw each other a lot, like the most to date or whatever. But if we missed a weekend in July, which we may very well have, obviously, then this would be the most we've ever, like weekend wise, we've ever gotten to see each other because we've never done, I don't think, every single weekend in a month. So I'm excited. Like it's nice getting to actually see my husband every
yeah,
every weekend.
I agree.
So
It's nice for you to see your husband every weekend.
you're such a jerk sometimes.
I know.
Anyways,
Are
um,
we were at time, so
I heard you the first time. I was
well,
trying to
I
like
was not sure
wrap
if you
up.
I wasn't sure if you heard me the first time.
I did. I was trying to wrap up. I didn't want to just abruptly be like, and
And scene.
yeah. I felt like that it felt abrupt because it was like we were in the midst of talking about, well, you were on your little calendar tirade, but
Well, yeah, yeah, exactly. A tirade. Um, well, if I don't announce it, it'll be an hour and 35 minutes, and we'll be approaching 2 hours. So there
we won't.
we go.
It is, I must say it is easier when we're together because I can look at the calendar at the computer and
The
see the
cat? The
timer.
what?
What?
Just sound like you said I could look at the cat.
I said calendar.
Okay.
And
Okay.
which wasn't the right word. And then I corrected it to computer, but I can look at the computer and see the timer to see how long we've been podcasting for. But
Mm.
yes, anyways,
Right.
that's our Christmas shenanigans. It's
Yep.
hard to buy for children and well, apparently, and for you, for me, and uh, we get to see each other a lot. Those are our summary statements.
That's that's to wrap it all up. The kids are getting nothing,
Socks.
and
The kids are getting
the
socks.
kids are getting socks, and Trelena's getting some sort of mystery gift. I should have waited for the Build-A-Bear. I should have given it to you for Christmas.
No, I needed that. That is a very special gift
Yeah,
to me.
I know. I know. That's why I got it.
That's why I told you to get it.
You didn't tell me to get it.
I did too. I told you I wanted it.
It's not the same as telling me to get it. You didn't say, go get this for me.
I would never do
It's-
that.
right. Well, that's telling me to get something.
I strongly suggest. I
Yeah,
state
the
that I.
suggestion was strongly there, but it wasn't you like you told me to go get this thing.
I
Which
feel like
to
that.
me wouldn't have mattered. If you told me that, I would have been like, okay, and I would have went and got you the thing. But
I feel like that would be like rude. I
oh,
don't know.
no. Okay.
Anyway,
All right. Well, that's the end of the pod, everybody. Thanks for joining
yay!
us for our Christmas shenanigans next weekend. We will
Be
yeah,
together. Are we?
yeah, we'll
Are
be
we
together.
doing? Wait. Are we doing the after dark
Yeah.
uh Who Wants to
Yeah,
Be a Millionaire game?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going
So
to play we're going to do a rematch of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but it's going to be the After Dark version where
where Tony has to drink every time he's wrong.
now we both have to drink every time we're wrong.
Well, yeah, but that is more often you than me. That's all I was
No,
getting at.
false. I'm gonna punch the screen.
Who won
You wait.
every
You watch.
single
Oh God, I
round?
can't wait. And I'm gonna record it all. She's gonna need her stomach pumped. Is what's gonna happen.
But who lost every single round so far?
Yeah. Well, the After Dark is gonna be all the categories.
All right.
So
I still won that game too. The
all the
only
categories.
the only one that I lost was the one where we made it just your categories, and that's because of course you knew those answers. And I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see next pod. You're gonna see somebody probably puking, and the cameras
See,
aren't. The After Dark version, the camera doesn't stop.
we're gonna see how salty Tony gets part two.
I'm gonna keep a trash can by the table
Because
because
if you guys watched the last one and saw how salty Tony got the first time he lost all those times to me, part two is gonna be even
we're gonna
better.
we're I don't think we're gonna do shots because that's too that's we can't make it an hour. That's like 28 shots. We'll die. So we'll probably do like maybe half shots, or maybe we'll make mixed drinks and we'll take sips, or we'll take drinks out of it. I think in an hour, even if we do mixed drinks in an hour, we could probably drink 3 or 4 mixed drinks and
You
be
think I'm gonna
very,
be?
very drunk.
You think it's gonna be a Trelana sleeping in the bathtub situation?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So get ready, folks. It's going to be a wild one.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
All right. Well, uh, that's two T's in a pod. I'm Tony,
And I'm Trelana.
and we will catch you next time. And it's your daily reminder, it's us against the world.
It's my favorite time of day.
I know. Love you, wife.
Love you, husband.
Bye.
Bye.